Traveling Penghu. Part 1, Geography and History.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking you on an immersive journey to what many call an offshore paradise of Taiwan.
Right.
Imagine an archipelago where, well, every rock seems to hold a secret, where the wind whispers tales of ancient mariners and traditions that have stood the test of time.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't just any chain of islands. This is Penghu, a place of stunning beaches, really unique geology, and a history that's just, waiting to be uncovered.
That's right. And our mission for this deep dive is to give you a truly comprehensive look into the Penghu Islands specifically, their fascinating geography and incredibly rich history.
Okay. That name comes from Portuguese, Ilhas dos Pescadores, which quite literally means fishermen islands. A pretty fitting description, wouldn't you say, given its maritime heritage?
It absolutely is, and it's fascinating how the name Penghu itself likely evolved. Scholars believe it originated from Penghu, or U, in Chinese characters, meaning flat lake.
Flat lake. Now, geographically, what exactly constitutes Penghu? We're not talking about just one island, are we?
No, not at all. Penghu County is an archipelago, a collection of approximately 90 islands and islets.
90? Wow.
Yeah. Despite this number, it's Taiwan's smallest county by area, spanning about 141 square kilometers. It sits strategically in the Taiwan Strait, roughly 50 kilometers, or about 25 nautical miles, west of the main island of Taiwan, separated by what's known as the Penghu Channel.
Okay.
While there are 90, 4 of the main islands are particularly significant and connected. Magon, which is the capital and largest island.
Right, Magon.
Along with Huxi, Zongtun, Baisha, and Shiyu. What's crucial for exploration is that these are interconnected by a series of bridges.
Ah, bridges. That helps.
Definitely. It means you can actually explore a substantial portion of the archipelago by land, making it far more accessible than you might initially imagine for an island chain.
That connectivity is incredibly convenient for visitors. But beyond just being a collection of islands, Penghu is renowned for some truly unique geological marvels. The first thing that always comes to mind are those incredible columnar basalt formations.
Oh yeah, they're iconic.
They're often described as some of Taiwan's most unique natural landmarks. How exactly did these form, and what makes them so special?
These are genuinely spectacular. Their formation is a fascinating geological process where lava rose from below the Earth's surface and then cooled multiple times. Imagine molten rock, slowly solidifying and contracting, creating these distinct vertical columns of stone, almost like natural giant organ pipes, or perhaps enormous bundles of hexagonal pencils.
Wow, that's a cool image.
Yeah, and what's truly astonishing is how these formations aren't just geological curiosities, they literally shaped Penghu's character, influencing where people settled and even inspiring local folklore about, giants' tools. They're a profound testament to Penghu's volcanic past.
That's a powerful image, nature, as a sculptor on such a grand scale.
And then there's Chixi Rock Waterfall, also known as Ethos, where these volcanic rock columns, when viewed from the coast below, literally appear to spill down like a waterfall, a truly unique optical illusion.
Really? Like a waterfall?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's also a place where visitors can explore rectangular stone weirs offshore, structures built by early inhabitants for fishing.
Spill down like a waterfall.
Yeah.
That's a vivid description, really painting a picture of these natural wonders.
Yeah.
Yet Penghu isn't just a testament to geology, it's also a canvas for human ingenuity. This leads us to another truly distinctive feature, its traditional coral architecture. How did residents come to build their homes from the very reefs around them?
This is one of Penghu's most charming cultural distinctions, and it speaks volumes about the resourcefulness of its people. Many of the traditional houses are built with coral and seashells.
Coral and seashells, wow.
Yeah.
Is there a place where visitors can truly immerse themselves in these coral houses, perhaps a village that's exceptionally well preserved?
There is, and it's a must-see. Erkin Historic Village on Shiyu Island is often cited as the best preserved residential compound in all of the Taiwan area.
The best preserved.
Yeah. The houses there have been meticulously restored, some adorned with traditional artworks, creating an incredibly atmospheric and photogenic setting. Walking through Erkin is truly like stepping back in time, allowing you to imagine life in Penghu centuries ago.
So we have these incredible basalt columns and houses made of coral. What about the overall landscapes and the plants that grow there? Is it lush and tropical? or something else entirely?
It's quite distinctive and often surprises visitors. Penghu's landscape is generally characterized as dry and windswept.
Windswept, right.
Yeah.
Taiwan Strait.
Exactly. This is a direct consequence of its flat terrain and the lack of high mountains or dense forests, which would typically act as barriers against the strong winds blowing across the strait. This open, exposed nature is very much a part of its identity.
Okay.
However, despite the winds, you'll still find some surprising flora. For instance, cacti are quite common. Specifically, the vibrantly purple Penghu elephant ear prickly pear.
Purple cactus.
Yeah, and this isn't just a hardy plant. It's famously used to make a local delicacy, cactus ice cream.
Oh, I've heard of that, cactus ice cream. So Penghu's identity is truly shaped by its challenging yet visually stunning natural environment. But a place isn't just defined by its geology, it's also deeply interwoven with its people and their history.
Definitely.
And Penghu's tapestry of human presence dates back millennia, weaving a narrative just as compelling as its landscapes.
Absolutely. Archaeological evidence actually shows that the Penghu Islands were inhabited a remarkable 4,000 to 5,000 years ago.
Wow, that far back.
Yeah, finds like fine red cord-marked pottery at Guanyiting suggest early visits by Austronesians, the expert seafarers and ancestors of many Pacific Islanders from southwestern Taiwan.
So, ancient connections.
Exactly. This hints at a vast, ancient network of maritime travel and trade, connecting Penghu to a much larger world long before recorded history.
Wow, that's ancient. So people were visiting long before any formal records by major powers. When did Chinese migrants start arriving, and what was their initial presence like?
Well, Chinese migrants from the southeastern coasts of China began arriving even before the Northern Song Dynasty, a period marked by significant Chinese maritime expansion, which ran from 8998 to 1127.
Okay, Song Dynasty.
Initially, they weren't settling permanently, but were primarily using the islands as a temporary fishing base. It was a utilitarian stopover, kind of a resource hub for their fishing expeditions, not yet a place for permanent residence.
From a temporary fishing base, how did Penghu evolve into a formally administered area? That sounds like a big step.
It was. That's where the Song Dynasty comes into play. Permanent Chinese settlement began in the Southern Song period, around AD 1127 to 1278.
And then came the Yuan Dynasty, which seems to mark an even more significant turning point in Penghu's administrative history. That's a significant claim to historical precedence.
Yeah.
And we even have a detailed first-hand account from this period, right? That must offer a rare glimpse into daily life.
We do. From Wang Dayun's 1349 work, Daoyi Zilu, which translates roughly to Brief Records of the Barbarian Islands. He provided a remarkably detailed description of the archipelago.
What do you say?
He noted 36 closely situated islands reachable from Quanzhou in just 2 days, a testament to the maritime capabilities of the time. He described a landscape with grass but no trees, barren land unsuitable for rice,
Right, like we discussed.
and a reliance on boiled seawater for salt, a common practice on arid islands. He also mentioned that they fermented millet for liquor and had extensive goat herding with tens of thousands of goats.
Tens of thousands of goats.
Yeah. This paints a vivid picture of a hardy, self-sufficient community closely tied to Fujian for supplies and connection. The Ming Dynasty from 1368 to 1644, while initially ordering evacuations due to maritime bans aimed at controlling piracy,
Right, the sea bans.
later reestablished legal fishing communities, mostly from Tong'an County. A permanent military presence was even put in place from 1597, showing a renewed strategic interest. Then came the first significant European foray, a brief but impactful occupation by the Dutch Empire from 1622 to 1624.
The Dutch were there too.
Yep, marking a new chapter of external influence.
And after the Dutch, who then took over, extending this cycle of shifting control.
The islands then fell under the rule of the Kingdom of Tungning, led by the Zheng family from 1661 to 1683.
Kotsinga's family.
Exactly. This was a period of more localized Chinese rule, but it was eventually overthrown by the powerful Qing dynasty in 1683 after the pivotal Battle of Penghu. This battle was crucial, cementing Penghu's formal inclusion into the Qing Empire.
Okay, Qing dynasty takes over.
Under Qing rule, military personnel were stationed, and Penghu became a sub-prefecture of Taiwan Prefecture, Fujian Province. Even later, in 1885, the island saw another brief European presence with the Second French Colonial Empire.
French too. Busy place.
It really was.
So this constant pattern of foreign powers vying for control continued. But perhaps the most transformative shift before modern times came with the Empire of Japan.
Absolutely. Penghu was formally ceded to Japan from 1895 to 1945, a period that significantly impacted the island's infrastructure and development.
50 years under Japan.
Right. And it's important to note that during this period, particularly in 1944, Penghu experienced extensive bombing during the Penghu air raids of World War II, a devastating chapter.
World War II bombing, that's rough.
Yeah. Since Japan's surrender in 1945, Penghu has been governed by the Republic of China, which is what we know as Taiwan today. It's a remarkable journey through imperial ambitions, colonial rule, and eventually a return to Chinese administration under the ROC.
That's a lot of shifts and changes, each leaving its indelible mark on the landscape and culture. Given this layered past, what specific cultural and historical sites can we explore in Penghu today that truly reflect this diverse history?
Well, Magon, the capital, offers a rich historic core that beautifully encapsulates these layers. Zongyang Old Street is often described as the most atmospheric and beautifully preserved lane.
Zongyang Old Street, okay.
It's a picturesque tourist spot where you can wander past traditional architecture and find the centuries-old four-eyed well, with its 4 distinctive round holes for water collection, a testament to ancient water management.
The four-eyed well. I've seen pictures.
Yeah, it's quite famous. Nearby, there's also the old post office, a distinctive dark green Japanese-era building that still stands as a reminder of that period of governance.
A Japanese-era post office. Cool. And what about temples? I heard Penghu has Taiwan's oldest, which is quite a claim to fame.
That's correct. The Penghu Tianhu Temple is considered Taiwan's oldest temple, with origins potentially dating back to the 1400s.
1400s.
Though it was rebuilt in the 1500s and renovated in 1922, it's dedicated to Matsu Tianhu, the revered goddess of fishermen and the sea, who holds immense cultural significance for islanders.
Matsu, the sea goddess. Very important there.
Hugely. In fact, the very city name Magon derives from Ma Temple, highlighting its deep cultural and spiritual significance as a hub of Mazu worship.
Magon means Ma Temple. Didn't know that.
Then there's Guanyiting and Guanyin Temple, an ancient temple on the west side of Magon, famous for its pair of magnificent stone lions, which lends its name to the popular recreation area, a vibrant public space.
Guanyiting, right. That name pops up a lot. Given Penghu's long and often turbulent military history, I imagine there are also significant military heritage sites for visitors to explore.
There are indeed, offering a glimpse into its strategic past. Duxing 10 Villages is a fascinating collection of old military dorms that have been transformed into a vibrant arts village.
Oh, like a creative reuse project.
Exactly. Now featuring cafes and memorials for famous Taiwanese singers Pan An Peng and Chang Yusheng, connecting military history with modern culture. You also have Penghu Zheguang New Village, another collection of military dorms, popular for viewing the iconic Rainbow Bridge and the new Matsu statue.
Okay, more villages.
And the Jingwutu Fort, Jingjuj, with origins dating back to the Kingdom of Tonging in the 1660s, though rebuilt in 1864, offers excellent panoramic views of the bay and its historical defenses.
A fort with great views. Nice. Speaking of the Matsu statue, I hear there's a truly colossal one now, a very modern landmark on this ancient landscape.
Yes, it's quite striking. The enormous Matsu statue, a very new attraction, opened late in 2022. Standing at a whopping 48 meters tall, it's now the world's tallest statue of Matsu.
World's tallest. Wow.
Majestically overlooking the bay. It represents both a continuation of the island's deep spiritual devotion and a modern feat of engineering, drawing new attention to Penghu.
That's quite a modern addition to its historical landscape. But beyond the visible sights on land, Penghu also holds a trove of history under the sea, doesn't it? This must present unique challenges.
It certainly does. A pilot project for discovering the maritime heritage of the Penghu Archipelago was initiated in 1994, recognizing the immense historical potential beneath the waves.
Underwater archaeology.
Exactly. This led to a significant discovery in 1995, the General Number 1 shipwreck. This was a Qing Dynasty cargo ship found off Penghu, dated to the mid-1700s, specifically the Qianlong period, thanks to currency found on board.
A king shipwreck, what do they find?
Over 300 artifacts, including pottery, porcelain, and lumber, were retrieved, with 176 now displayed at the National Museum of History, offering invaluable insights into maritime trade and life during that era. Historically, Penghu held immense strategic value. Its capture was considered the best way to establish strongholds and warehouses before launching an attack on the main island of Taiwan.
A stepping stone.
Exactly. It was seen as a crucial stepping stone, a vital intermediate point for any force aiming to control the strait or the main island. Its position made it a natural choke point and staging area.
But in modern warfare, does that historical importance still hold? I know this is a complex and sensitive topic with differing viewpoints.
Some argue that in modern warfare, Penghu's proximity being only 50 kilometers from Taiwan and 150 kilometers from mainland China makes it easily covered by enemy firepower from both sides.
Too close for comfort, maybe.
That's one view. This would prevent it from serving as a secure base. Advances in satellite technology, precision long-range missiles, and rapid deployment capabilities mean landing operations have long since run out of ways to be sudden, diminishing the element of surprise that historical island hopping provided.
Technology changes everything. Now, for those of us who are simply curious and want to visit this fascinating archipelago and experience its unique charm, what are the travel and climate considerations we should keep in mind? When's the absolute best time to go?
Generally, the peak season and arguably the most pleasant months to visit Penghu are in spring, summer, or early autumn, specifically from April to September.
April to September, got it.
April, May, June, and September are particularly recommended. However, it's worth noting that May and June are especially bustling due to the Penghu International Fireworks Festival.
Oh, the fireworks.
Which is the incredible spectacle we'll dive into in part 2.
So if you're looking for fireworks, those are the months. But what about the height of summer, like July and August? Can it get a bit much?
While July and August are indeed the busiest, they can also be overbearing hot.
Overbearing hot, okay.
Due to Penghu's flat terrain and the lack of tall trees or dense forests, there is little shade to escape from the sun. So if you visit then, strong, high SPF sunscreen and thin but long-sleeved shirts and pants are highly recommended to prevent sunburn, especially when you're out exploring on scooters.
Good tip. Cover up. What about visiting in winter, say from October to March? Is that generally recommended, or does it have a different character entirely?
Generally, it's not recommended for general travel during these months, primarily due to unusually strong wind.
Ooh, wind again.
Yeah. The wind can be so powerful that it's capable of knocking people over when they are riding scooters, which is not just a strong breeze, it's a serious force of nature.
Knocking people over. Seriously.
That's what the sources say. The one exception, ironically, is if you're going specifically for windsurfing, as the conditions would be absolutely ideal for that sport.
Wow, knocking people over.
Yeah.
That's a vivid image. But are there any unexpected advantages to visiting in winter for those who might be brave enough to face that wind?
Surprisingly, yes, there are real perks if you're prepared. While windy, Penghu's latitude is parallel to Kiai on the main island, so average winter temperatures hover around a milder 16-22 degrees C.
Oh, that's not too bad, temperature-wise.
Right. On sunny days, this can actually provide a very pleasant and comfortable climate despite the strong winds. A huge advantage for many is the noticeable decrease in visitors, which means exclusive popular attractions for photography without crowds.
Ah, the off-season benefit.
Exactly. You might genuinely feel like you have the place all to yourself at famous spots.
Fewer crowds always sounds good, particularly for photography. So to recap part 1, we've journeyed through Penghu's unique identity, from its awe-inspiring basalt formations and resourceful coral houses to its ancient past as an early Chinese outpost and its evolving strategic importance. This is a land shaped by immense natural forces and millennia of human ambition, with a truly compelling story to tell.
And this foundational understanding of Penghu's geography and history is crucial because it allows you, the listener, to truly appreciate the vibrant cultural tapestry and unique events that thrive here today.
Yeah, it helps you see beyond the surface of a simple tourist destination and grasp the resilience and spirit of the island and its people, connecting the past to its